You're still on to Ivan Daybreak, and do not forget we're still running the show. It's now for 2 hours. And now to the discussion of the day. The Southern Governors Forum (SGF) has described Charles Soludo, Governor of Anambra State, as a great asset. Soludo was sworn in as Anambra Governor on Thursday after Willie Obiano bowed out after 8 years in office. In a statement issued on Saturday, Rotimi Akeredolu, Ondo Governor and Chairman of the SGF, said Soludo will further help drive our forum's agenda, most especially on the economic well-being of our dear people. End of quote. The SGF chairman urged Soludo to prepare for a task, or rather 4D task ahead, adding that the security and economic difficulties facing the southern region and the country as a whole require coordinated efforts and unwavering dedication. And now joining us to make sense of this conversation, we have via audio call Mazi Jinedun Obioha. Good morning, Mazi. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, once again, good morning, Margaret, and good morning, the rest of the people in the studio. It's my pleasure.
All right, thank you, Mazi.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, now, Mazi, talking about the statement from the Governor's Forum saying that the newly inaugurated governor of Anambra State is a great asset, and of course, all the happenings surrounding his election and him being elected into office. What do you think?
It's interesting to have Governor Soludo on board as a executive governor of Anambra State. I think going by what happened during the election, it's like the whole world needed him to come on board. And you can also agree with me that when he was declared the winner, the president sent him a congratulatory message appreciating his coming in. He said something that he wished and looked forward to welcoming him on board to assist revive the economy of the southeast, especially that of the Anambra, and also to help him work together. You know, he has been an economic team of the president. So I think it's a welcome development, and I think most sincerely that he will do the needful in Anambra and by extension the southeast.
Okay, Mazi, let's look at the capacity, the credentials now of the new governor. Talking about Charles Soludo, we know him from his stint as the CBN governor. So, in terms of economic policies to boost, the revenue of Anambra State, what exactly are you expecting? Considering that Obiano, during his farewell speech, said Anambra State is now the fourth most richest state in Nigeria, having boosted their GDP during his 8 years tenure to about 4 trillion naira.
Well, you see, one thing that is glaring to this is that Soludo, Professor Chukuma Soludo, is an economist. He has been the central bank governor for 4 years, and you know how he brought reform to the banking sectors, and
yes,
that is why people are happy with him. He's a disciplined person, very, very disciplined, and he started well by telling the Anambra people that he will start from making sure that the economy of Anambra is improved. He said he is going to wear equity
yes,
dress, and he started well by using the made in Nigeria. The first governor, first person to lead by example. Not that he promised it during his electoral campaign, but he made good what he promised by showing leadership by example. He was inaugurated on innocent motors that was manufactured in Anambra.
yes,
And that's a good development. And again, he said that the money that will be generated from Anambra will be used for Anambra. He said that all drinks, wines, will be the one produced in Anambra locally. He said palm wine will be official drink for Anambra.
yes,
Again, he said aquatic dressing will be, even the shoes will be the one made in Nigeria locally.
Right.
And he has started well.
Okay, Mazi, now you mentioned of course his will to grow the economy. We saw that the official vehicle during the inauguration was the innocent vehicles, which is commendable. Of course, Nigerians have commended that act. But now we look at the insecurity situation in Anambra State. You know how a lot of people were doubting the fact that the elections would hold because of the insecurity and how it panned out to be. So what is expected of the new governor of Anambra State in terms of securing the location, just so that these indigenous products can be produced and actually people can be alive to use it?
You know, Soludo is a man of the people. He's a grassroots people. The Anambra people loves him, both men and women. You remember what happened during the election? Within the period, people were, even myself, I was not even expecting the election to be held. But that was not. During the period of election, there was peaceful atmosphere in the Anambra. Nobody was killed. There was nothing like that was violent. There was nothing like violence. So he said he's going to engage them in dialogue, sincere dialogue, which is the key. And that is what we have been telling the federal government. Engage these people. And I read somewhere that IPOB has promised to make peace available to the people, to the new governor. They said they are not going to make Anambra ungovernable, meaning that they love him. You see, when you love people, you show them the act of sincere love. They will embrace it. He said he's going to engage them in discussion, and he's going to make sure that all resources should be made available towards creating jobs. Because if there are people, you see, an idle hand is a devil workshop. Some of these people are idle because they don't have anything to do. That's why they decide to take arms. I think most sincerely that Soludo, being loved by his people, being loved by the IPOB, they have promised to work with him in securing Anambra. I think he is in the right direction. But my word is this. Those who have been benefiting from the insurgency and the violence in Anambra, I hope they will not frustrate his effort. That's the area. He should go out and discuss with them. The leaders of thought, the essays, the OPs, the traditional rulers, the religious rulers should be involved. And then the leaders of the IPOB should be involved in a round-table conference. Tell them that you cannot achieve anything without peace. The blessing of God does not come where there is violence. So that is the key, and he has promised to do that.
Okay, Mazi, let me take you on, because you just made reference to his inaugural speech where he talked about dialogue with IPOB, ESN, and the rest of them. Certain quarters, IPOB is proscribed as a terrorist group, and when you look at that in terms of dialogue, how much of an impact do you think he will be able to have in terms of having dialogue with them? That's one. Then two, in terms of the Eastern Security Network, that's a collaborative effort with other southeastern governors. What role do you think Anambra, not just as a state now, but also as a member of the Southeastern Network, what role do you think they can play in ensuring that security is top notch when it comes to the Eastern region?
Yeah, some of the governors are not sincere. Some of the governors are not sincere with this insecurity. And I want to tell you, the people know themselves. Since he has promised, and they have also assured him, the best thing he will do now is to get, you see, there's nothing that will happen without you knowing something, the source. The governor of Imo State is one of the problems we have in the Southeast, coupled with that of the Ebonyi State. You see, Abia and Enugu not an easy thing. But you have to lay that a leader is a servant. In his inaugural speech, he said he applied for the job. And he said they are the masses, the Anambra people are his employers. That he is an employee. You see, what a commitment, what an honest statement. He said he applied for a job and they have given him that he will serve them. He has made every effort to make sure that peace returns in Anambra, especially. Because those of us that travel, if you pass Anambra, that's the problem. If you although in fact the Eastern network, security network, are having problem with those because they use such opportunity to block everywhere, to exploit people. And they say we don't want our people to be dealt with like that. So I think, my opinion, that Chukwuma Soludo will achieve greater success by bringing these people, calling those from Anambra, calling those from Imo, calling those from Abia, and they have even the leaders. The leaders are the problem. The leaders are not sincere. That's the problem we have. Our leaders, our governor, look at immediately after the inauguration, our friend Obiano was trying to run away. He was caught. So because there's no sincerity in the land, that is why people are not happy. But with the Chukwuma Soludo, who has been the governor of Central Bank for 4 years, we have seen how far he has gone in achieving greater heights. He will do well, and that is why people love him. His people love him very, very sincerely. And those of us in the nation, we love him. He is a very straightforward and honest person.
Mazi, you seem to have so much hope with Charles Chukwuma Soludo, which is still okay. But then you mentioned the fact that immediately after the inauguration, the former governor of Abia State, rather Anambra State, that just handed over, Willie Obiano, was trying to leave the country to Houston, Texas, and was apprehended by the EFCC at 8:30 p.m. at the Lagos International Airport. Now, with so much hope, I am pretty sure that when they came up, of course, manifestos will be read, so much promises, and then it happened that even the debt profile, the amount of money in the Anambra State Treasury that Peter Obi left for Willie Obiano, it's way, way, way lesser than what Willie Obiano is leaving behind for Charles Soludo. Now look at the corruption practice in the system of governance, not just Anambra State, in Nigeria. So how can it be curtailed just so that when Charles Soludo is leaving office, we won't have the issue of EFCC trying to apprehend, because it's actually a slap on the face of Anambra people and also on the face of Nigerians?
I don't think so. I don't think that Soludo will saw his stand, unlike just like his predecessor. I don't think so.
I'm not saying he would. I'm just saying what are ways to curtail the corruption practices. I'm not saying Soludo is about to saw his out. Of course not.
No. Right. See, that is the area. See, when we talk about fighting corruption, it's not necessarily you clapping them in jail. Make it difficult, almost impossible, for them to have access to public funds. That's the key. That's what the former president was saying, President Goodluck Jonathan. He said it's not always easy to fight corruption, but the first thing you do is to make sure you tighten the hooks, tighten the holes, all the end openings that makes it possible for them to steal. So I think Soludo has been the central bank governor. He knows what to do. He's going to put in place a mechanism, a system that will reduce. Hello?
Yeah,
yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
So you make it difficult for them that want to steal no more or to steal less, because you cannot wipe away corruption. But my word is that those that have been benefiting from this, we fight him. But I think with God on his side and the federal government also supporting him, he will achieve greater success.
Okay.
Ordinarily, humanly speaking, it's not because people have been eating wild. All these politicians, I am not sure that they will not leave him like that. They will try to frustrate him, but he has said it. So many efforts will be made to frustrate him, including those in APCA, including those from APC, including those from PDP. They would like him not to succeed, but he's a man of sound mind. He's a quality
Okay, Mazi, we've addressed security concerns. We've looked at the economy and being an economist, what it can do. You've also talked about his ability to collaborate with other Eastern governors to ensure that the region is safe in terms of the Eastern Security Network. Now, let's look at the sector of infrastructure now, because you have several Anambra indigents complain about the state of certain roads, not even federal roads now, but state roads, and among all other things in terms of dilapidated health facilities and all of that. What can Soludo do to ensure that that changes? We've seen the state of certain roads in Anambra before, where the indigents shared videos, especially during the rainy season, and it's nothing to write home about. So, in terms of infrastructure, what are you expecting from him?
Yeah, we're expecting to do better because he said that the revenue generated will be used to improve. You see, he wants a situation where the children of an ordinary family will have access to education. We have 3 square meals. We'll be able to sleep with 2 eyes closed. And he will make sure that those primary and secondary schools will have good structures. He will make sure that some of the roads. I pass Onitsha. Do you know that no matter how you fly into Onitsha, if you have not crossed the Niger Bridge, cross Obiweka, coming to Owerri Road, you may spend 3, 4, 5 hours within the Anambra. He's going to find a solution. I am very, very sure about that. It's quite unlike ordinary politician. This is a person who has come to serve. And that is the quality of a leader. He will look, I passed through Onitsha on Friday. Ordinarily, it was taking us about 4, 5 hours to cross Onitsha. But you had an easy access from Delta, that's Asaba, through Onitsha. The Obiweka is still a problem, but he has to find a solution. And there will be other rural areas. He promised that the roads will be open so that there will be easy traffic. Infrastructure is another thing. He will, I am very sure, unless he changes tomorrow, I am very, very sure we are hopeful. The world is hopeful. The president, the federal government is hopeful. Looking onto him and God to make sure that Anambra experience the best governance. And of course, some of all these things are man-made.
Yes.
You see now, Obiano was, you know how they accused him of 4 or something billion.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do that? You will now corner the public money for yourself instead of you to use it to develop things that are people. Since Governor Peter Obi left that place, Anambra has been in a sorry situation. If you, after the Niger Bridge, then Obiweka going to Road. It's not all area. Traders have taken over. Hoodlums have taken over. Everything is in a sorry situation. He's going to checkmate them and bring in a lasting solution.
Mazi, okay, you talked about the Onitsha Bridge. We know that Onitsha market is it's one of the markets that contribute a lot of GDP to Anambra State. And I also understand that it could be made state of the art that will attract international investors. It could attract everybody even from Nigeria want to invest in Anambra State because of that market, which I hear is one of the biggest markets. So in terms of rebuilding to be the Anambra we all hope for, what do you think Soludo can do in respect to the markets in Anambra State?
Yeah, you see, when you talk about Onitsha market, talk about Aba, Ariana, talk about other things. These are international markets. He said he's going to make it be an international market. First of all, there must be security. There must be order. Everything, some of the revenue generated from those areas go into private pockets. So he said he will checkmate. The fact that he told them, look, you can do whatever are doing. On the 17th March, consider yourself losing your job if you are out there. If you are doing things that are not every revenue, every month that comes to that market will be used to develop that market. That is what he will do. But he has to engage dialogue with the market leadership. He has to engage the security people there. Police also will have to be there so that they will give him the support by providing security. By so doing, that on the market, that's nothing you cannot get in Onitsha.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Then there is also the area of adulterated products there. I know now. That's nothing. You can get even adulterated milk, adulterated all these drinks. They are all there. Even fake, and also there are good ones. Some of all these things, you will checkmate them by engaging the leadership of those areas in dialogue.
Okay.
Because if he says he's going to do it alone, that is impossible. He has to lay a very solid foundation by showing them peace and love, bringing them, telling them that there's no how the economy will grow without us doing the right thing.
Okay.
And he has to do that between now and 6 months. In the next 6 months, you see what will happen. I want to see a situation where by the time we are coming for Christmas, a new thing has happened in Anambra.
Hopefully.
Unlike what is happening. Anambra, Anisha, is a terrible place. Terrible place. I'm just telling you. Terrible place. That you can see your car, somebody will knock at the window, wind down, and that is it. So I think some of all these things will be shaped by his good policy and governance.
Okay, Mazi. Thank you so much for your time on the show. Really, it's been a pleasure having you to discuss the new dawn for Anambra State. With Professor Charles Soludo at the helm of affairs. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you,
bless
Mazi.
you. Have a nice day.
Have a wonderful
You
day too.
Okay, so
Let's be restored in Lagos.
We hope that is rectified very soon.
it's getting better.
Okay, thank you. God bless you.
All right,
Thank
bless
you very
too.
much, Mazi. Okay, so we'll go on a very short break. The show continues soon.